This is the 10th video presentation for the Case Animal course. As you view this video, make notes of important information. Pause, repeat, and resume the video whenever necessary. Biosecurity, Lesson 3.3, Home, Sweet Home. You just completed Activity 3.3.1, Animal Needs, where you researched the basic feed, water, and shelter requirements for animals, and determine the average environmental conditions for the location of your animal facility. A current issue in animal facilities is providing adequate biosecurity measures. While many people think of bioterrorism in relation to security on farms, there is much more to biosecurity. The purpose of biosecurity is twofold. The first purpose is to limit and reduce the introduction of pathogens to the farm. This can be achieved through limiting access to the farm. The second purpose is to control the spread of diseases if they do occur. Good biosecurity plans are used to implement strategies for isolating, removing, and properly caring for infected animals. Biosecurity is extremely important to many confinement operations, as the high concentrations of animals is conducive to the rapid spread of disease. Large poultry and swine facilities have detailed risk management plans, whereas large cattle spreads may have very little planned. Risk management is the technique of assessing, minimizing, and preventing accidental loss to a business through the use of insurance, preventative maintenance, and safety measures.
As the national spokesperson for the USDA APHIS Biosecurity for Birds program, I've done several videos and webinars regarding the subject of biosecurity. But today, I wanted to share with you a basic, easy to remember, easy to implement program to keep you and your birds safe and healthy. Biosecurity may not be the first thing you think about when starting your new backyard flock of chickens, but it's something you want to practice on a regular basis. One of the easy ways to remember biosecurity is don't bring it in and don't take it out. When purchasing your chicks or chickens, make sure you look around at the environment where they were raised. Look at the chickens carefully to see if anything stands out to you like a runny nose or sneezing. Also, check the chicken's coop, run, and water source to make sure they are clean and well kept. By starting here, you can prevent future problems with your existing and new flock. You should get in the practice of washing your hands before and after handling your chickens. This will protect both them and you. Have a designated pair of shoes or boots for taking care of your chickens. Prepare a foot bath to wash your shoes when you enter and exit the coop and run. Visitors should also take precautions not to bring unwanted germs into your coop and run. When bringing new chicks or chickens home, you should keep them quarantined for 30 days before adding them to your existing flock. You don't want to risk losing your existing flock to an illness or disease from the new chicks or chickens you just came home with. Again, biosecurity may not be the first thing on your mind when starting your backyard flock, but implementing some of these steps can go a long way to keeping you and your flocks healthy. I'm the Chicken Whisperer, and I'll see you next time.
Producers cannot manage every factor, such as weather, that influences the health of their animals. However, shelter, additional feed, or other tools can be used to limit the impact weather might have on a herd. Managing these control points reduces the risk to livestock. Biosecurity must be a daily habit, not an afterthought or a once-in-a-while activity. Having standard operating procedures in place for daily management routines is necessary for an effective plan. The greatest risk for bringing pathogens to the farm is the introduction of new animals. Commingling groups of animals from various sources exposes animals to greater numbers of pathogens. Completely closed herds require that all animals are born on the farm and may not return if they are transported to other facilities. This is not possible in many operations. The most effective way to handle new or returning livestock is to isolate them for 2 to 4 weeks. The incubation period for most illnesses is 2 weeks, and animals not exhibiting signs of illness after isolation are generally safe to integrate into the herd. While in isolation, it is good practice to update vaccinations and administer parasite control. During isolation, animals should not be penned close to other animals or share feed or water. Different clothing and shoes should be worn around animals in isolation. Unfortunately, the highest risk visitors are often the most necessary: veterinarians and other livestock producers. Due to frequent contact with animals, they are the most likely carriers of pathogens transmissible to livestock. These people should take extra caution when visiting farms by wearing clean clothing or coveralls, shoes, or disposable boots and vehicles. They should also wash hands and forearms with an antibacterial soap before and after handling animals. Lower risk visitors include salesmen who may travel from farm to farm but not come into contact with animals. The lowest risk visitors are those from urban areas where they have little contact with other animals or farms. However, care should still be taken, and these visitors should be cautioned to wash thoroughly after visiting a farm. Just as animals and humans can transport pathogens, so can farm equipment and vehicles. Remove manure and debris regularly and sanitize shared equipment carefully. If at all possible, do not use the same equipment to clean pens and haul manure that is used in feeding or the transport of feed. Large wildlife are not usually common carriers of illnesses to farms, but exceptions to this rule have occurred. Poorly maintained and cleaned facilities can lead to large rodent populations, which do cause health and further sanitation challenges. The adage, "An ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure," is the key to biosecurity. The cost of implementing and maintaining an effective biosecurity plan is easily returned in the prevention of a disease outbreak, resulting in lower performance and death loss. There are many disinfectants for farm-level biosecurity on the market. They are not intended to be the only biosecurity measure used in the prevention plan, but as a component of an overall plan. Disinfectants should be mixed properly, stronger is not always better, and changed regularly. As a review, mark or highlight 3 key points in your notes that are important to remember from this presentation. List 2 ideas or concepts that relate to previous knowledge. List any questions you have about this topic. Discuss these questions with your instructor. Keep any notes you have from this presentation organized and available for use throughout the course. Through Activity 3.3.2, Biosecurity, Managing the Risk, you will conduct experiments to determine the risk levels related to spreading pathogens in a farm scenario. This will help you understand why biosecurity practices are implemented to reduce the spread of pathogens on farms. Your instructor will share specific instructions for Activity 3.3.2, Biosecurity, Managing the Risk.